Well, I'm trying to have a nice evening on the Ocean City boardwalk, and what do I hear back in New York? That my asshole of a governor literally makes a fool out of himself. Thank goodness Maryland doesn't have to deal with a fool like this. That's why we have Larry Hogan. But I was very annoyed that Cuomo had the nerve to say this last night, how America was never great, or we're not making America great again, in a sense, because, that's what these liberals are lost in. They're in a time warp, they're in la la land, and honestly, Governor Cuomo pretty much may have lost his base, because honestly, right now, he may get primaried out by Cynthia Nixon last minute, and or he may lose to Mark Molinaro. That's what I'm hoping this will be the diversity of. So let's read this article that Newsday said about him. So Governor Cuomo, back last night, sought to deride President Trump's Make America Great Again slogan, saying the nation was never that great. Mr. Cuomo, who is facing a Democratic primary in less than a month, increasingly has made Trump a campaign issue. At a Manhattan event to sign a law to reduce sex trafficking, Governor Cuomo highlighted what he saw as Trump's diversive treatment of women. And this is how Cuomo said it. "We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great. We have not reached greatness. We will have reached greatness when every American is fully engaged. We will reach greatness when discrimination and stereotyping against women is gone." Yeah, trust me, I literally, Cuomo sounds like a real New Yorker, but he's not. He's not. He's just a joke. So anyhow, GOP pounced on the governor's remarks. The state committee said Cuomo's statement that America was never that great is a shocking insult to the people of the United States. Dutchess County executive and Republican gubernatorial candidate Mark Molinaro said the governor should be ashamed of himself. Pretty much, this is what the Dutchess County's office released in a statement from Mr. Molinaro. "America, with its imperfections, has always been great. The governor is so determined to detract voters from his failed policies and corrupted administration that he's willing to dismiss the steady, determined march of the American people, making and remaking the greatness of the United States. Mr. Cuomo owes the nation an apology." Around 10 p.m., after Governor Cuomo made this statement, President Trump tweeted, "We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great." Can you believe that this is the governor of the highest tax state in the United States, Andrew Cuomo, having a total meltdown? About 30 minutes later, Governor Cuomo responded in a tweet, "At real Donald Trump, what you say would be great again would not be great at all. We will not go back to discrimination, segregation, sexism, isolationism, racism, and the KKK. Like New York's motto says, Excelsior, ever upward, not backward." Well, racism is one thing, but you gotta be considerate of how these social justice warriors, Antifa, and honestly, I'm gonna say this now, Black and White Lives Matter are a joke to this country, both of them. Both are racist groups, and honestly, if Governor Cuomo wants to talk about real racism, look at White Lives Matter and look at Black Lives Matter. It's just segregation of the races, and it makes both white people and black people embarrassed. So you want to talk about not being a racist? Well, look at both groups, Governor Cuomo. Look at Antifa. Look at social justice warriors having a complete meltdown thanks to you. Excelsior. Literally, we're going backwards because of these crazy people. I swear to God, I'm going to highlight this. This governor is lost in a time warp. He still thinks it's the 20th century. He really thinks that. Apologize about that, everyone. A little technical difficulty. That's what I love about Newsday. Newsday's website, because I got rid of the JavaScript, it actually makes the website faster. So if you're on Chrome, disable your JavaScript on Newsday.com because it makes it load a whole lot faster. So anyhow, Cuomo Press Secretary Danny Lever issued a statement backtracking slightly and attempting to underscore Cuomo's point. The governor believes America is great and that her full greatness will be fully realized when every man, woman, and child has full equality. When the president speaks about making America great again, going back in time, he ignores the pain so many endured and that we suffer from slavery, discrimination, segregation, sexism, and marginalized women's contributions. But again, this is what I just said. Andrew Cuomo and his administration are lost in a time warp. He needs to go on YouTube right here. He needs to see white and black lives matter creating anarchy. He needs to see Antifa causing destruction in Texas because they're causing destruction. And he needs to see what social justice warriors do every day because honestly, they're not humans. They're just honestly people who are a disgrace to society. That's what they are. And same with any separation of anything, not being inclusive. Oh boy. Look what the governor said. He has it on his hat. Make America great again. What does that mean? The whole concept is retrospective. What do you want to go back to, Mr. President? Notably, Cuomo's ridiculing of Trump just came 2 days after the president mocked the governor during a campaign stop in Utica. Besides disparaging Cuomo's record, Trump claimed that the New York governor called me and said, "I'll never run for president against you." Cuomo disputed the story, saying he was never had personal political conversations with Trump. Yeah, so pretty much they have to end it off with this idiot having a feud with Trump. And pretty much, Cuomo is pretty much a villain. That's what he is. He's an evil villain to the state of New York. Not that many people realize that. I don't know who are these people who think that he is a villain to the state, because he is a villain. That's what he is. He's an evil villain. All right, he's a mobster. You want to talk about mobsters? You want to talk about good fellas? This is a bad fella. This is a bad fella. Yeah, and I'm sure the old Italian creed, never rat your friends and always keep your mouth shut. Apparently, Cuomo must have knew something about Mangano's corruption because maybe he was sick and tired of dealing with that Mangano's antics. I don't know. I don't know about that, but the point I'm trying to make here is that this governor literally annoys people that hate him. And to be honest, New York is supposed to be a conservative state. You want my honest opinion? We almost had a Republican win in 2014. We were close to putting Rob Astorino as governor. We were that close. And you know why? Because upstate and the majority of the state that's not downstate is conservative. And they were very annoyed to hear that this governor said that. So, literally, where are the conservatives in Long Island? Because that's how we can flip the gubernatorial seat come November. I'm sure there are some Republicans in Nassau County and maybe some Democrats who will come to their senses and will vote for Mark Molinaro. And you know why I say that? Because people are annoyed with this governor's mismanagement of New York State as a whole, including the Long Island Railroad and including the MTA. The only way we get Joe Lhota out as MTA chairman is if we elect Cuomo out. Then Mark Molinaro can put somebody new as a chairman. And maybe we don't have to talk about these crazy antics that our liberal commie governor wants to do. He's evil. He's a laughing lunatic. You saw it in the thumbnail. You have one thing to do in November. Get to the poll and vote for Mark Molinaro. Your job depends on it. It should be your family and friends' top priority in New York State come November. Vote Andrew Cuomo.